EZAIR Hotel Gallery Greenport, BEGO EZAIR Hotel Gallery in Southampton, and BEGO EZAIR Gallery in Madison. I'm 15 years in business. Last night, with Jenna Lash opening, celebrating my 300th anniversary opening the last 15 years with 3 galleries. I have enormous exceptional artists, critically acclaimed and acknowledged, and I'm so proud to have a first solo show opening of Jenna Lash. Happened last night in Southampton on July 14 with beautiful pink and green balloons. Now I would like Jenna Lash to talk to you and say about her show last night and her new concept of the portrait art. Ladies.
Hi, I'm Jenna Lash. I'm showing in Southampton with BEGO, and BEGO is our gallery. And I thought I would tell you a little bit about my work. This is a portfolio of a few of my things. This is some Swiss currency, the Swiss franc, that I've done in my sort of neo-pointillist style. I worked for many years doing the iconography of money. A lot of them were became sort of a portraiture from that I sort of took from the images of money and bounced off and kind of came to discuss what money means, how that it transcends, what it's the everyday use of it, and how it becomes sort of a cultural representation of countries and what it means to them, and why do they choose certain images, what does the interaction mean between different countries, why does that, what does that say about them, what does that say about the interaction with other people, how money changes, how it, you know, for instance, the euro was once separated into various segments of countries that were more individualized. Now they formed a union and are together, and they may separate again with all the turmoil in Western Europe. So things are always changing with that, and I was very fascinated by that and have spent a lot of years doing that with oil, and then in the most recent number of years with acrylic. Then I began to, unfortunately in 2010, I lost both my parents within a few months of each other, and it sort of took me on the road for a new exploration in my work, and I began to think about, I inherited a number of family portraits, family images, pictures, and I started thinking about family, and I thought maybe it was time to challenge myself and go in a new direction and do work that might take me on a different path. As an artist, you never want to be too comfortable, you never want to get in a rut, and I felt like, even though I always found new challenges in the money direction, and the sort of international connections I felt with exploring different cultures, I thought that it was time to explore things from a more personal level. So, based on the sort of intense emotional experience that I had of loss and family, and thinking about all those things, I began to I looked at the work, the images that I had, and I decided to use those family pictures and that sort of feeling of study of inheritance to go on, take a new journey with my work. And so some of these are different things. I also had gone to Provence, and I journeyed to where Van Gogh worked and Matisse, and studied the landscape there. And I went to an ochre field, an abandoned ochre factory, and there were mounds of this brown and gold and red ochre. And on the site they had a shop with powdered pigment, and I had never painted that way before. So I took the powdered pigment back with me, and I created my own oils for the first time, and I began to use those in these new creations. So I started exploring in a lot of ways that were kind of terrifying for me, but exciting and fascinating. And so this is one picture of my mother as a child. This was sort of a transitional piece from the dot paintings that I did from an earlier etching that became a shooting star. This was one of my great aunts with her mother as a young woman, And the images kind of speak to me, and the color becomes a kind of intuitive exploration. This was my mother's side of the family on a summer day, kind of like a Hamptons day with people with drinks in their hands. And this was my father's side of the family. They were very quiet people. My mother's side was the more dramatic, flamboyant side, and that kind of lent the color to me of what I wanted to do. This was from a photograph of my uncle with a couple of friends, and I love the image of them sort of with their fedoras and their cigars and cigarettes looking like some gangsters. I don't know if they were, but that was what I liked. And what I'm hoping, and with this kind of feedback I'm getting from people, is that they tell me they're thinking about their families now and relating to their families and questioning all that. So that's how it's working. Thank you.